Now that we know a little about the block diagram and the objects that are on a block diagram, let's create our own block diagram that will compute the area of a triangle. Let's start by creating a new VI by either going to File, New, or from the Getting Started window selecting Blank VI. Pull up the block diagram and put two multiply functions on the block diagram by dragging them to the block diagram from the numeric subpalette under Programming. Repeat to put a second multiply function on the block diagram. Also, if you'd like to easily copy an object on the block diagram, simply hold down Control, click, and then drag. Hover your mouse over the leftmost multiply function and notice the input and output terminals appear. If you hold your mouse over one of the terminals, the wire spool appears along with the name of the terminal that you're over. To create a control for the Y terminal, simply hover your mouse over it and right-click. From the shortcut menu, go to Create, Control. Do the same for the X terminal on the leftmost multiply function so that you have a control for each input terminal. Wire the output terminal of the left multiply function to the X input of the right multiply function by hovering your mouse over the output terminal. When it turns into a wiring spool, click and hold while you drag the mouse and wire the desired input. Create the triangular multiplier constant, 0.5, by right-clicking on the Y input terminal of the rightmost multiply function and selecting Create from the shortcut menu and Constant. You can change the value of a constant by double-clicking it to highlight the text and typing in the new value. Type in 0.5 and press Enter. Now, right-click the output of the right multiply function and select Create Indicator. This will pass the value of this block diagram logic to the front panel. You can make comments on a block diagram or a front panel by double-clicking the block diagram workspace and typing your comment into the automatically created text box. You can change the name of indicators, controls, and constants by double-clicking the label and typing in the desired name. If there is no label showing, right-click the desired object and select Visible, Label. Now look at the front panel that was generated from the work done on the block diagram by pressing Ctrl E. Notice that the two controls, Y and X, and the indicator, X times Y, were automatically generated and placed on the front panel. We will run this program after learning about the toolbar icons. Now let's look at the block diagram toolbar. There will be additional buttons that show when you run your VI that are used for debugging. Those buttons will be covered in a later tutorial. The white arrow automatically compiles your code and runs your VI. The VI can run as long as the arrow is white. The Run Continuously button runs your VI in a loop continuously until you select the Abort button, shown here. This button stops the VI immediately if there is no other way to stop it. The Pause button will pause execution of your VI. The Application Font pull-down menu can be used to change the font of different text selections in your VI. The Align Objects pull-down menu is used to align objects with different axes. The Distribute Objects pull-down menu is used to resize and distribute objects. The Reorder pull-down menu is used to change the order of appearance that different things are on the block diagram. And finally, the Show Context Help window toggles the display of the context help. Now that we know about the toolbar of the block diagram, let's run the VI that we previously created. Select the Run Continuously button and watch how changing the values of the X and Y controls automatically updates the value of the X times Y indicator. The values of these controls are passed to the corresponding block diagram terminals, which are then put through a multiply function, passed to a second multiply function that uses the triangle multiplier of 0.5, and then passed to the front panel indicator. Press the Abort button to stop. In conclusion, we've learned about the basic block diagram concept, the block diagram window, the block diagram objects and environment, including where the functions palette is, and the block diagram objects and programming concepts. We've created a basic program. You've learned about the block diagram toolbar, and you've been able to run the program that you created. This concludes the tutorial on the LabVIEW block diagram. If you have any questions about this or any other tutorials, please visit our website at www.ni.com. Thanks.